Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. We're going to dive straight into your reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I am very, very excited to have you guys, every single one of you here. I really hope that this reading resonates, but it is a general reading. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't try to make anything work, all right? Not every message in this reading will probably be for you. So knowing which ones are and which ones aren't is going to really help you. All right. So Spirit, please help us get the messages that Pisces needs to hear right now. What does Pisces need to know? All right, Pisces. You are getting on the bottom of the deck. Allow your imagination to drift beyond the horizon. Beyond time, there is a world of dreams without limits, full of magical ideas, a world just waiting for you. But this faraway world is not so far. It is inside your heart, and all it takes to get there is a dream. Wow, you guys, I have been really diving into Rick Rubin. He's like a pretty famous music producer, and he wrote a book called The Creative Act. And there's all kinds of videos you can watch him on YouTube, and he keeps reiterating this messaging of, you know, we all have something individual to bring to this world, and like the world needs whatever it is that you have. And where we get lost, where we get stuck, where we get messed up is when we're trying to guess what someone else is gonna like. And you know, I have been a professional artist for like 25 years. And I definitely understand that. You know, I definitely know what he's talking about. I definitely know what he means. And I think, you know, probably we all do, maybe not in those exact words, but, you know, I read a quote when I was like 18, and it said like, be you, everybody else is already taken. You know, and I think that is one of the beautiful things about Pisces. More often than not, I think Pisces are pretty true to themselves, and I think they are pretty true to their creative vision, and I think that they are in general creative. And definitely the intuition really helps. I think being a photographer for a very, very long time and shooting the things that I shot, nature, I shot theater, I shot actors and actresses, I've shot a lot. I've shot people that I'm sure you know, well, like with a camera, not, let me just clear that up. But the thing is, it is an intuitive act. And one of my muses was actually a dancer. She was amazing. She actually danced at the Kennedy Center and won a presidential award, and like, she's amazing. And you know, I would feel almost a tether between our souls, like when I was shooting her. We were very close friends outside of work anyway too, but and we still are. She's amazing. But the thing is, I could feel a connection to her. I could almost anticipate her next movement because I spent so much time shooting her. And you know, did I ever think that I was going to be a photographer of dancers? Did I ever think that I was going to photograph famous people? Did I ever think that I was going to, you know, have pictures in Broadway playbills? No, I never, ever imagined that. That's just one thing led to another, led to another, led to another, and I ended up there. And then COVID happened, and then my daughter actually put me on this path of tarot card reading, and while I still do photography from time to time, tarot has become like my main commitment to myself. Photography was never really a job. It was always a commitment, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. But staying true to yourself, staying true to your vision, really listening to your intuition through the creative process, it helps build that relationship with your higher self. It helps you connect to that individuality that is only you. And, you know, even when you're cooking, even when you're baking, even when you're decorating cookies or making a pie, or, you know, I had a great aunt that she actually was handicapped from polio. polio. And so she would have me bake, but then, so I got to know what all her special ingredients were, and it was hilarious. She had a special ingredient for everything, and she was sure hers was the best because she had a special ingredient. She used a recipe, but then she always put something in that was unexpected, or sometimes it was like cinnamon in an apple pie, and I would be like, and Hazel, like really? Everybody's doing that these days. No, I never said that. I never burst her balloon, but she was amazing. But anyway, you know, there's just this energy of bringing your own special flair or bringing your own uniqueness to everything that you do, and to exploring it, and to being excited about it, and to be, you know, inspired by it, and to believe in it, and to trust in it. If you don't believe in it and you don't trust in it, who else is going to? And it is worthy of you believing in it. It is absolutely worthy of you trusting in it, and it will take you places if you do believe in it. If you explore it, it will evolve into something probably somewhat unexpected. Tune into the subtle and divine force within me. Wait, let me put my glasses on. Tune into the subtle and divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle and divine force within yourself and all living things. Oh my gosh. Over the coming days, there is a heightened sense of spiritual connection with Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. Guys, if you are a painter, if there is anything, even if you're none of those things, we all are all of those things, by the way. We can all pick up a musical instrument and play it. It might not sound good, but we can all explore it until we make something that does sound good. And we can all pick up a paintbrush and paint and just let ourselves move freely. It's when we begin to criticize ourselves, when we begin to judge ourselves, when we begin to anticipate our next move, that we start to cut ourselves off from that energy. And it seems like right now, you're tapped in. Certainly, if you have a hobby, if you have a creative passion, maybe even go to a museum or go to a concert or go to something that may wake something within you or inspire something within you. But and even, you guys, doodling is so healthy, and doodling can even really be healing. Just taking a pen to paper, any kind of paper. Do you guys remember when we had corded phones? Some of you will, some of you won't. And like, we had to sit at this desk in my house to talk on the phone. And there was always a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen there, because in case someone called and someone wasn't home, you had to take a message, right? And so I remember just sitting there talking to my friends on the phone for hours and doodling on that paper. And, you know, I kind of wish I could tap into that energy now. But doodling is also creating, and it's also making art, and your doodles and your marks can be very special. Like Matisse, who's a famous painter, he had a very special mark, and he used that mark to make pieces that are now hanging in museums everywhere. So you have stuff within you that is waiting to come out, that wants to be birthed through you. And definitely, if you're interested in that, or if you're a creative in any kind of way, I highly recommend just putting Rick Rubin in the search bar. I think the book is excellent, but you know, whatever you feel guided, I just offer you that. So not the energy that I thought this reading was going to go on, but not that I really thought anything when I sat down, but with the cards that I grabbed, I don't know. Okay, let's just see. So you have alchemy. You have ancestor guides. So sometimes when you get energies like this, there are messages trying to come through to you, or someone is trying to lead you in a particular direction. Yeah, even give you assistance. Definitely, I feel that energy here. So for some of you, there's possibly a person or a particular connection that they're trying to assist you with, or they're trying to guide or lead you towards someone in particular. For some of you, it could be someone that you're in separation from. With alchemy on the bottom of the deck, there is an energy of alchemy is either turning nothing into something or turning something into something else. So this can be a new relationship becoming, right? or this can be a relationship that you may be at separation or maybe at some kind of physical distance from someone, where there is something that is changing or something that is coming together in divine timing. For some of you, that may be closer to autumn. Here where I live, autumn, I think it begins like September 21st or something like that officially. But this can be a really intense soul connection with the Twin Flames card coming out, and you may be being guided toward a really important relationship in your life, or something may be trying to come back together in divine timing. You also have this receive and open energy, and I do feel like this is a very inspired energy. You can see that it's light that is falling on their hand. They're reaching toward the light. And so I do feel like this is some sort of divine source of inspiration, or you have the potential right now to tap into something that is unique and is meant only just for you. So it feels pretty special, actually. Let's keep going. Let's see. I wasn't sure why I grabbed this deck. One of my favorite cards is in this deck, but I wasn't sure why I grabbed this deck. All right, here we go for Pisces, please, Spirit. What do you have for Pisces? Heavy emphasis on ancestors right here, right now. So for some of you, if you are dealing with ancestral wounding, or if you are like, there's a passed down something that happens in your family, like maybe you have a high tendency to have alcoholism in your family, or abuse, or it's something that maybe you want to change. I feel as though you have the opportunity to change it with the alchemy, the ancestor guides, and now this ancestors energy here. It's like this is an opportunity for you to transform that, for you to change it. You know, I was listening to this doctor who was talking about cancer and the genetic element of cancer, and how how they were describing it was that when you come from a line of people who have cancer, you have a higher, you may carry the like genetic coding of cancer or whatever. I forget exactly what it's called, but it doesn't, not everyone that has that actually gets cancer. And they were talking about the spirituality of it, and how, you know, when we have unhealed wounds, that can sometimes make that blow up into cancer. When we have, when we are not sort of dealing and transmuting our pain into something else, then that pain gets stored in our body, and we're energetic beings. We are very sensitive to vibration and to frequency and to, you know, everything that's out there. And so when we're breaking some kind of pattern, or when we're breaking some kind of line in our lineage, usually it comes through a process of healing. And so this may be where part of your life purpose or part of your soul path was actually breaking some kind of ancestral cycle, and there is healing. And I actually feel this energy of people that have passed on before you wanting to help you, you know, wanting to support the process of it, because it benefits everyone when you do it. It doesn't just benefit you. It benefits all the future generations. It benefits all the past generations. It benefits everyone in the collective consciousness. It benefits everyone that you come into contact with in your life when we heal. So I feel that there is some supportive energy here. For some of you, there is this energy of sort of being by yourself, and, you know, there is a lot of research and stuff around, like, if you do have some kind of trauma, or if you do, or even, oh my God, I just got this sense, like this whiff of almost carrying a fear that if you were to get something that is in your family, like even maybe a physical illness, like who would take care of you, or that you're by yourself here or something. There's almost some type of energy around that. I'm just getting that you to release it, to let it go, to not worry about that. That is not taking you in a positive place. So I don't know if that's you or who I'm talking to there, but I'm just putting that out there. You have this energy of solitude, and this island, this solitude, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Hawaii, but Hawaii is one of the most healing places I've ever been in my life. When I lost someone who was like so important to me that like I can't even really describe it, and I went to Hawaii. I went to the big island of Hawaii, maybe 6 months later, and it was probably the best thing I could have done. It was the most amazing. It was so cathartic. I've been to Hawaii twice, 2 different islands, and Kauai and the Big Island, and they were both absolutely amazing experiences. But it's a very spiritual place, and sometimes when we make ourselves an island, or sometimes when we find ourselves in a space where we're not even intentionally alone or intentionally isolating, it's just that there doesn't feel like an opportunity to do anything else besides that. It can be for the purpose of healing, for solidifying yourself, for grounding, for centering, for rerouting yourself in a healthier foundation. Because you're about to grow, or you're about to like go out into the world and have new experiences, and you want to be your best version of yourself for that experience. So I feel, Pisces, there has been kind of healing on a deep cellular level happening with you, and a breaking of certain cycles in your life. And now I feel like you're coming into this place where you are really, 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 truly ready to receive something that is coming in divine time. This autumn harvest card is actually giving me Empress vibes. Take it as it resonates. I do feel like you're being assisted. I do feel like you have support. I feel like even if it seems or it appears in the physical, tangible world that you are alone, I don't feel you're alone at all. All right, let's dive in with the tarot and see what all is happening here, Pisces. Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, Pisces. Yeah, you're coming to a space. Wow, Queen of Wands. Yeah, Pisces, you keep showing up as the King and Queen of Wands, I feel like. Pisces, I feel like there's this energy of becoming truly and sincerely emotionally content on your own. You know, exploring your own internal world here for a moment, and I feel like you're coming to the end of it. I almost feel a sense of sadness about it, even though we're ready for the next step. There's also this you know, when you know, like, I'll just tell you, my son quit his job a while back, and he'd worked there for a really long time, but he got an amazing opportunity to go somewhere else, and things were going downhill at the job that he had. So, you know, it was kind of just like a matter of timing, and he's so happy at his new job. I'm so glad he did it. But he really found himself. That was his first job that he quit, and he really found himself there. And even though it was really getting, you know, to a place where it was kind of becoming untenable, or like really just an unhealthy, unhappy place, it was still, at the very end, when he knew he was leaving, he felt super nostalgic about it. He felt really kind of sad about turning in his keys, and you know what I mean? He was kind of just like, oh man, you know, this is really the end of an era. And I feel that energy here. It's like, even though it's the right thing, and even though it's kind of like maybe that wasn't even, I don't know how to say it, but there's kind of this sense of, okay, you know, I did it. I got to the highest level that I could get where I'm at, you know, by myself. You know, I found emotional contentment. I feel like it was kind of a hard fought victory here. It was not an easy place to get to for you. But I think you went deep, and I think you really explored yourself and possibly your own creativity, possibly, you know, your own uniqueness. But it is time for a new beginning. And it feels like, you know, this energy that you're kind of ending on here has made you very attractive. I mean, it's like my son, where he went, they offered him way more money than they normally offer people, because they knew of his work from his other job and his interview process. And it's because, you know, when you're emotionally content, when you know that you're doing a good job, or when you feel full and you feel happy, and I mean, you know, I feel like there's still something missing here with the 9 cups. I feel like you want the 10 cups, which is why you're getting this Ace of Cups, because that makes 10 cups, and you're ready for it. But there is also this sense of, you know, once you pair off, and you pair off forever, you know, you don't ever come back to this space of sort of just being able to explore yourself and prioritize yourself with all of your time and all of your energy and all of your resources, right? And I think it's the natural time for this to conclude. But it does feel, there's almost this energy of just a little like, you know, maybe I was enjoying that, or maybe that was actually making me happier than I realized it was. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of risk involved with this Ace of Cups. But with the Queen of Wands, when you're in that energy where you're really good with yourself and you're really happy in your own skin, and you're really content with your life exactly the way that it is, that's when you become super attractive to other people, and other people start, you know, noticing you and making offers toward you. When we're kind of stressed and frazzled and all over the place and sort of healing and this and that, we're feeling sort of like we're questioning our own worth, or we're questioning things about ourselves. You know, people sense that, people feel that in your energy, and they tend not to like come towards you. They're gonna like let you work it out, and then if they want to come towards you, they'll come towards you. But this feels like, no, you're in an energy of really attracting people. Things that you've been manifesting are starting to come into reality with the Queen of Wands. She doesn't take action, she just receives. She just opens up to let what she desires come towards her. And with the Ace of Cups, there is some kind of new love opportunity. Oh gosh. I'm going to clarify your Ace of Cups, because don't we all want to know? Spirit, what is the Ace of Cups for Pisces? The Ace of Cups for Pisces. Ooh. Oh. Double Queen of Wands. Pisces. Okay, so I think for some of you, this is someone who at one time made a choice to walk away, and they made that choice out of fear. I feel like you kind of took the high road with yourself here, and you didn't chase. I feel like you may have even gotten no contact with this person with the High Priestess energy. You did whatever was in your highest and best. Well, now this person's finding you very attractive. And I think they're recognizing the error of the decision that they made, and they're wanting to kind of come back around. For others of you, this is someone who I feel like walked away from something that was mediocre. You know what I mean? It was like, there wasn't anything seriously wrong with it, but it wasn't maybe fulfilling them, or maybe it was meeting some of their needs, but there was something seriously wrong with it. It's 8 cups, you know, it's something that isn't ever going to materialize into 10 cups. And so if you want 10 cups, you have to walk away. And I feel like there is someone that walked away, but they did so with fear in their heart that maybe they were making the wrong choice, or maybe they were making the wrong decision. And then they're meeting you, and you're on a whole other level, and intuitively it's like they're sensing, wait, maybe I did make the right choice back there. Maybe this is the person that I can have the 10 of Cups with. And they may be seeing that since you're already at the 9 of Cups, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different ballpark. You know, obviously they're starting out beyond where they were before. In other words, they're finding you and seeing you as their wish fulfillment because you're in this energy. Wow. Okay. So Pisces, with the Knight of Coins in reverse, the Page of Wands upright, and the Four of Coins on the bottom of the deck. I can't really tell if this is you or if this is your person or if this is kind of a shared experience, especially when you have twin flames out there. There's that energy of mirroring each other. But something didn't work out. Something, you know, it may have been something that it felt like, okay, maybe we're making slow progress, but it's still progress. And then it's like we realize that, no, we're dealing with someone who's emotionally unavailable, and we aren't making progress because this person isn't opening up or isn't really I mean, there is no growth when someone is in a scarcity mindset and they're in an energy of protecting themselves or not being vulnerable. I mean, you have to have vulnerability in an intimate relationship to experience true growth and true connection on the deepest levels. So there is this energy of having to go a different direction with the Page of Wands. You know, knowing that you're not finding what you desire in the place that you're in, so you've got to go somewhere else, or you've got to give something else a chance. And I feel like because the Page of Wands is looking back on this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, there's an energy here where it is hard to kind of see ourselves with someone else, or it's kind of hard to imagine wanting something else as much as we want this to work out. But there is this cold hard reality here with the Four of Coins of just like, you know, if someone's not going to open up or someone's not going to give more than they're giving, you can't make them. And you know, if you've given them time and you've given them, you know, I feel like there's leeway here with the Knight of Pentacles, kind of like, okay, we're not really making a ton of progress, but I feel like we're making slow progress. But then it's this realization of we have not made progress in a while, or it is in the same place technically that it has been. And it's like, I haven't stopped wanting it, but what I really want is the Ten of Cups. What I really want is to experience emotional contentment with someone. And I'm not getting that here. And I'm not really continuing to see the possibility of getting it here. Because with the Four of Coins, this is someone who's very serious about protecting themselves or about, you know, not being emotionally available. And this may not just be with you. This may be them with them. You know, they're just not willing to open themselves up to the instability of having emotion. Wow. So there is an energy. Wow. There's the alchemist. All right. There's an energy here of looking at why we always feel alone, or why we always feel like we're the one that gets left out, that we're the one that gets hurt, that we're the one that is disposable, or we are the one that, you know, ends up taking on the pain of other people. Guys, there are, you know, I feel like I'm just coming to this place in my life, or just even in my own spiritual exploration, where I'm really realizing, you know, people talk about the narcissist empath relationship and connection, the anxious avoidant energy connection. You know, when you are someone who can process emotions, which honestly I feel like most of you are, if not all of you, you are attractive to people who are unwilling to do that for themselves, or who are unable to do that for themselves. They suck up your emotional energy, and they, you know, they get strength from it. They get power from it. They get, there's a payoff in it. And so the more times this happens to you, and especially like the different degrees that it happens to you, right? The more you get to a place where you're like, I absolutely refuse to open my energy up to that ever again, because you realize that you're giving and someone else is taking. And if you don't have a limit, takers don't have a limit. So they'll take and take and take and take and take. They'll suck you dry. And if you're a giver, it's like, and you don't have a place where you're like, okay, no, I'm not giving any more to this. There's no end to it. And so the more experiences we have with people like this, or, you know, friendships, it doesn't just have to be romantic partners. It can be parents, friends, lovers, whoever. The more we realize how much we actually really do need to protect our energy. And that, you know, what we have is maybe one of the most important commodities available in the entire universe. And that if we don't give it to people who don't deserve it, they will lose their power, or they will step up to the plate and go through the process of healing and becoming kind of like human again, because they can't get it from us. And so I see this energy of the Three of Swords in reverse with the Five of Cups sideways. And it's almost like this is that revelation for you, or this is that last time that you're putting yourself together after going through something like this again. With the Devil and the Five of Swords upright here, this is like, you know, dealing with people who are stuck, who actually... You're a feeler. If you're an empath, you're a feeler. You go by feeling. You don't go by thinking as much. But when you're dealing with someone who puts you in your head, who makes your thoughts insatiable, who puts you in intrusive thinking patterns, or what is that word that I'm trying to come up with here? I don't know. But like where your thoughts won't stop. And they're painful, and they're hurting, and they're making you question your own self-worth. When you're an empath, you're a superhero. When you are able to hold a space of compassion for another human being, you're a freaking superhero. And what happens is people come up to you and they interact with you and they take. Let me tell you, if it wasn't worth something, people wouldn't bother to come up to you and take it from you. They wouldn't. They would be like, oh, whatever, you're not worth my time. You know what I'm saying? But no, they do. They come and they take, and they are energetic vampires, you know? And that's what I see. And it's kind of this situation where with the alchemist here on the bottom of the deck and this alchemy, it feels like you are breaking some kind of pattern either in your life or something that has been passed down generationally, or you may have come from a family with narcissists. Certainly I did. And you are not going to let other people's addictions, stuckness, low vibrational energy come in and suck you dry anymore. I just feel this determination with the Devil and the Five of Swords here, that it's like, I've dealt with that for the last time. I'm not doing that again. And I am going to clarify, of course, the Devil, because I never leave the Devil uncovered. But this is very clear energy. Yep. Look at that. Five of Swords to the Six of Swords. Pisces, you've made up your mind. You're digging in. That's what I feel. You're like, abso-fucking-lutely not. I am not going to go through this again. Because you know what? It's of no benefit to you. That person has zero to offer you. For, you know, maybe they have a period of love bombing, but what you have to pay for that love bombing is not worth it. You know, it's like when someone gives you a gift. Gosh, how do I want to say? It's like they give you a gift that ends up costing you, and it costs you dearly. Like it costs way too much. And like if you realized how much it was going to cost in the first place, you would never have even probably accepted the gift. And it's like you're starting to figure this out. You are looking for actual collaborators in life. You know, you're not looking for fix-it projects. You're not looking for anyone that's going to take you out of your feeling space because it's not safe and put you in your head. You're not looking for another round of that. You've healed from that. You have found your own emotional contentment. You're coming back onto the scenes, a healthy and whole human who is ready for a different experience. You are ready for collaboration. And you know that collaboration feels and looks different than what you've been experiencing. You're not looking for Mr. Perfect to show up and tell you everything that you want to hear. You're looking for someone who wants to get down to work, wants to roll up their sleeves, wants to pack their lunch, wants to show up and be like, all right, what's our vision? What's our plan? All right, how are we going to get this done to do it? And you, with the alchemist here, you have gone through an internal transformation that doesn't allow you to accept anything different than that. I think you're going to really find that. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but yesterday I posted, I don't post on there very often. I used to post on there every day, but I just don't anymore. It's kind of a weird platform for me. But I do, when I see something that I think is really important to share, I will put it in my story. But I'm Elysian _Lotus _tarot over there. And yesterday on my story, I think it'll probably still be there. There's a doctor who had 2 tuning forks, and on the edge of one of the tuning forks, so they were like this, okay? And on the edge of this one, there's like a ball right here, okay? And he puts underneath the megahertz, and I can't remember the megahertz, but he puts 2 tuning forks next to each other that are different frequencies, and he hits this one, and absolutely nothing happens. He takes this one away and he brings a new one. And this one is the perfect frequency match for this one. They're exactly the same. He taps this one and the ball starts vibrating and moving. When you have healed and you have come to a place where you have found emotional contentment on your own, and that just may look like I'm not hurting anymore. And my mind isn't going back and replaying all of those stories that hurt me over and over again in my life. I'm not doing that anymore. Sometimes that is your first clue that you are actually emotionally content. See, no one teaches us what emotional contentment looks like or feels like. So oftentimes we think it's like The Sound of Music, where Julie Andrews comes bounding over the hill with her arms stretched out, singing in her perfect, beautiful voice with her gorgeous, youthful, blonde-haired, spectacular energy bursting across the big screen. That is not, that can be emotional contentment, but that isn't the only emotional contentment. Emotional contentment is, I'm good. Actually, there's nothing broken. There's nothing hurting. My mind isn't taking me down rabbit holes all the time. I'm able to actually focus on maybe creating something. I have interests, I have curiosities that I'm exploring as a human. I'm feeling pretty good about the routine that I have set up in my life, or, I'm feeling even content with my living situation. I'm feeling content with, the relationships that I have. Even if I don't have a ton of relationships, the ones that I have are healthy. Emotional contentment is not some big, huge, spectacular firework display. It is being good in your own skin. And sometimes we're there and we don't even recognize it. We don't even value it. We're not even showing our gratitude and our appreciation for being there, because we don't even realize that we are there, because we don't know what it is. We don't know it's a thing worth celebrating. You know what I'm saying? It took me till I was 49 probably to figure it out. Like, I feel like in the last 2 years, I have really come to understand what emotional contentment and happiness are. And a lot of that was through a process of deep freaking healing. Getting to the place where it's like, oh, okay, I will forever be on a path of healing, but I am not an aching little tiny grain of sand on a beach just getting batted around by the world anymore. I am solid and stable and content. And there are a lot of things that bring me joy in my life. even small, goofy, silly little things. So yeah, I just, I don't know, we really went off on a tangent there, Pisces, and I'm struggling to get back to where we were. But what I'm saying is, you are no longer a frequential match for the bullshit you were dealing with in the past. Excuse my language, but really there's just no other way to say it. I get really angry because there are a lot of people that are running around the world who refuse to do the work to heal themselves. And so what they do is they traumatize everyone around them. They bleed on everyone else, and they spread their illness, they spread their toxins, they spread their toxicity. And it really, it feels to me like there is this time that we're in right now where those of us who are not afraid to heal and who are not afraid to introspect and whatever are no longer so desperate to be connecting with people that we're willing to accept that. We're now saying, you know what, my peace is worth more to me than getting involved, than having someone to call something or to in some way accept validation from. You know, that's bullshit. We get our validation from inside. That's where validation comes from, that sticks, that lasts, that matters. And that is going to be true to you forever. You know, no one is going to convince me that I'm crazy or that I'm anything other than what I am, you know, or that I'm not worthy. I know I'm worthy. Like, there's just nothing anyone can convince me of because I've done the work. And I'm still working on it. I'm still actively participating in that process, and reaffirming it and reassuring it and shoring it up and making it even stronger every day. And it shows in all your relationships. You know, it shows in even in who still has access to you and who doesn't. There are a lot of people that don't have access to me that once had carte blanche with me. And part of that is why I'm feeling so emotionally content, because I no longer deal with that. No matter who they were to me, no matter how much I thought I loved them, no matter what, absolutely not. I do not deal with it. If you're not willing to do your work, don't come talk to me. No, I'm not that mean or anything. We're all in a process. But no, there are people in my life that have wanted me to do all the work for them for their entire lives, and then wanted to blame me when everything went wrong in their life, which I had absolutely zero part of. And so, yeah, and I'm sure you guys have experienced similar things. And it's just not worth it. It is just not worth it. If people are not coming to you in a healthy way, if they're not contributing to your well-being, if they're not contributing to that sense of emotional contentment that you have, then why bother? There's nothing there worth getting for you. You are going to get sucked dry and left behind. And it's like you're having some kind of sense here about that with the Three of Swords in reverse and the Five of coins, which is pentacles. Sorry, I was trying to think of the word pentacles and I couldn't think of it. Sideways here. So this is something that's changing. It is this energy of like, wait, I'm taking all the blows. I'm the one getting drained. I'm the one getting blamed. I'm the one getting left behind. I'm the one cold and locked out and trying to find my way, you know. And why? Because I gave the best of everything that I had to the situation? No, we're not doing that anymore. There is absolutely no reason to do that. Why would we want to inflict that kind of pain on ourselves? With the alchemist in tarot, the alchemist is the magician. And I've probably shown you guys this again, but the magician is a pretty profound tarot card. And I'm just going to show it to you again because I'm going to show you the way the magician brings things down from the ethers into reality. Here he is. Wow, with the Wheel of Fortune underneath him. Oh no, the Ten of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune underneath him. So how the alchemy works in the magician card energy is that he is extending this desire up into the ethers and he's calling it down. He actually is the conduit of the energy coming down from the ethers. It travels through him. When that energy travels through him, it transforms and changes him. It's alchemy, taking nothing and turning it into something, or taking something and turning it into something else. And so we're turning our pain into strength. We're turning our pain into empowerment. We're turning this energy into the discovery that all along we were the one with all the tools. We were the one with all the special gifts. We were the one with all the superpowers. We are the one ultimately that has the ability to perform magic, to perform alchemy. And that's showing up here in this reading. It's this card even talks about that, the magic in it. All right. So anyway, let's go one more round. Wow. 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 So you guys have the energy of the Eight of Cups with the Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Fool card on the bottom of the deck. See, I'm telling you, you have healed. You are recovering. You are on a process right here of closing out a cycle, of accepting less than you deserve, of allowing vampiric energies to suck you dry, Pisces. And you're not doing it anymore. You have left this energy behind. There was no contentment in it, not for you, and there was no emotional contentment at the end of it. Anything that you were working toward or thought that you were building toward, you never got there. With these situations, with these people, with the Eight of Cups, it never materializes into the Nine of Cups or the Ten of Cups. And through making the decision to leave, you have brought about this opportunity within yourself to find emotional contentment on your own. And now you are ready. Now you are no longer a frequential match to anything that is lower vibrational. You are no longer jiving with people who are not willing to heal and process their own emotions and take accountability in their life. You're just not doing it. And as a result, with the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups, this is huge. The Four of Wands, we've been talking about the alchemist. He was on the bottom of the deck here, and we have alchemy here. And we're talking about manifestation when we're talking about that, right? The Four of Wands is the energy of where what we are manifesting is brought back down into reality. It's where that energy actually lights up and happens. And we start to see the result of it. And it can be a reconciliation of soulmates. It can be a long-term relationship. It can be this twin flame energy or a deep soul connection, something that can end up in marriage. And with the Two of Cups, this is a deep soul relationship, but it's also a healthy relationship that does contribute definitely to your sense of well-being. The choice is easy. The choice is easy. It's not taking more than it's giving. It's not any of those things. This is a whole, healthy human coming to be whole and healthy with you. But there's definitely a shift in the energy where people who have been mistreated a lot are no longer willing to be mistreated. They're no longer to play that role. And now all of these people that have been energy vampires have to find new sources of energy, and they're scrambling and they're struggling because the thing is they're too weak and they're too cowardly and they're too a lot of things to take accountability and to man up and to do the work for themselves. They made a decision a long time ago not to do it and to kind of go the easy way and to sort of create their own versions of reality and do what they've done. And, you know, when you don't know what it is and it takes you by surprise and you find yourself in that situation once, twice, maybe 3 times, because typically when you do have a narcissistic experience, you tend to have more than one narcissistic experience, because that's just the way that it is until you heal. And Pisces, I feel like you've taken this moment in solitude with that island solitude card. You've gotten spiritual, you've dived deep, you've explored your own world and your own innermost self, and you're okay with yourself. And in fact, you're more than okay with yourself. You're emotionally content on your own. You're ready for this. You're ready for this. And you have not compromised and you have not chased or stayed or whatever in these difficult relationships. Here comes something good. And with the Fool card, this is like, I don't have any doubts. I don't have any worries. I don't have any fears. I am no longer carrying the burdens of the past. I am free to take this leap of faith and to do so with kind of like reckless abandon. And there is a huge sense of trusting the universe and trusting in divine timing and trusting that when you feel guided, when you feel meant to take a leap of faith, it's here. Wow. All right, Pisces, here we go. Let me get you some messages. This one got me worked up. Guys, I am thinking about starting, like, I don't know what, I don't know, I'm very torn about it. I'll tell you after I read these messages. All right, if you're dealing with a water sign, I want to tell you how I feel. Abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. Protected. You are safe and divinely guided. I watch your social media. Finding out the truth crushed me. So many things remind me of you and marriage. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you are getting, I can't reach out, healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. You inspire me. Obsession. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. I want you so badly. I'm becoming a better person. Wow. I think you may be inspiring someone to do the work there if you're dealing with a fire sign. All right. But I don't feel like they're healed. I'll tell you that. All right. You had a flipper here. Okay, if you're dealing with an earth sign, I can't do this. Past life love. I bury myself and work to forget about you. Retreat. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. Support. Lean on your inner cycle during this time. You were the best thing in my life. All right, and if you are dealing with an air sign, passion. Try something you've never done before. Time apart. Some distance will help bring clarity. I am recovering. Play hard. Find time off to laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. I know it was a distraction from your pain. Balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship, and I have trouble with intimacy. All right, Pisces. So I I was actually painting the other day when I was working through my own thing after I was sort of triggered by that comment. And I thought how fun it would be if we had like a sip and paint, you know, like if we were just hanging out, having a sip and paint, like, I don't know, that just came to me. And so I was like, well, that would be really fun. So then I was talking to people familiar with YouTube about how in the world I would go about doing that. And they were all like, you pretty much have to have a membership channel and have like some kind of recorded Zoom, or it wouldn't have to be recorded, but it could be recorded, and then post that on YouTube, which, you know, my technical limitations are something that sort of keep me from expanding and growing. I'm not opposed to learning. It's just that my brain does not work that way. And so it's definitely something that really requires a lot of focus. And so then I was thinking about, well, I had not really wanted to have a membership channel. I make my readings intentionally long. I mean, not intentionally long, but I really explore all of the energy that I feel like is available in my readings on YouTube for a reason, because I don't need to really go on to an extended reading after that. But sometimes I have thought, well, I would like to, instead of just doing these messages at the end for each element, I would like to do more of a reading for each element, like especially on certain readings where certain signs really are coming through pretty strongly. So I thought about that. And then I've also thought about a book club because I love to read. And I love to know what other people are reading and what other people recommend. And I love to, you know, have someone to talk about these things with. So I don't know if you guys are interested in some like amalgamation of something like that, a continuation of the journey, but it would be a membership channel. And I'm not sure how much it would cost because I have to find out about this Zoom thing and like what it's going to cost me. And I have to figure out the logistics of it. But even if you're not really into painting, like doodling or I don't know, just hanging out. And you know, if you want to sip tea, if you want to sip wine, like whatever. But just hanging out. So I don't know if you guys are interested in that, let me know. And I will try to like solidify the thought more and make some kind of better presentation about what it would be and what it would look like and how much it would be and what it would entail. But I don't want to go through all of that if you're not really into it. So let me know, and then I'll let you know. All right. But I'd love to hang out with a bunch of Pisces. You guys, I feel like I know you so well from your comments, and you know, I definitely recognize you, and I just appreciate you all. So anyway, this is where I leave you. If this reading resonated, if you're interested in something like that, let me know. Like, write it in the comments. And yeah, I guess I'll just send you off here with all my very best. Until next time. All right. Bye-bye.